Well guys, with spring upon us here, well, it's time to dig through the old lawn care equipment and, well, make sure they'll start for another season, make sure they'll run for another season, and yeah, not give you too many problems. The first one up here is, the Yard Pro mower here. It has a 148cc Briggs & Stratton engine. Now, of course, this motor has been, well, it's been a good mower since the day one I bought it. However, it's a little fussy at times, doesn't really want to start at times. I thought it was the carburetor, so I ran her on into the shop, paid them fairly decent money to rebuild the carb on a mower that was only about 2 years old. And, well, it still does it, it still did it, and it still continues to do it to this day. Well, this mower was used 2 or 3 times last year, and, well, and then, of course, not really conditioned, just like most mowers, just rolled in the old garden shed and left there over winter and kind of forgotten about. Sometime in the winter I went to go in there for something else, and I noticed there was kind of a puddle on the floor. You see there how the deck is, well, all wet. Now at first I thought, well, maybe something got spilt, the roof was leaking or whatever. Well, upon further examination, that was actually fuel. So I have no idea if the tank leaked out, maybe it got a rust hole in it. At first I thought it was oil, but it turns out to be fuel, so I guess in a way that is a good thing. So first thing we're going to do is, well, check the air filter on her, make sure that it's not too dirty. We'll check the plug and, well, make sure she has fuel, and then, well, see if she'll start, right? Okay, so it depends on the make and the model of the engine. Some engines have the air filter, as you see here, on top of the engine with basically a screw you undo. Others have it in various other locations. Some of it have it under a plastic cover on the side. There are other areas, other places to hide an air filter. Most engines will have one. So of course, let's undo the screw on this one. I believe I cleaned the filter in this one a few years ago. Really, the mower hasn't seen much use since, but it's always good to check her anyway. So after you got the screw out, you just pull her up and out. You see she's got the whole plastic chunk. You pull apart the plastic and you find the filter itself. As you see here, this filter still is, well, reasonably clean. If you want, you could take some compressed air and blow that out, but she is still reasonably good. You could replace it if you really wanted to, if you happen to get a deal on them. But, for right now, we'll roll with this one. So next, we'll give the oil a check. Make sure the engine has oil in it. Because, well, it'll be a real long summer if you blow up your motor in the first, before the first time you cut the grass, right? Now again, of course, various models, various engines has the oil check in different locations. Some of it has it down on the bottom of the block next to the deck. Other ones have it on like a dipstick, if you will, similar to a car. This one here has it kind of in the back part of the motor, kind of in one of the back corners. So of course right down in here is the oil port. Basically you unscrew her, pull her on out, don't lose that little O-ring, and check your oil. If she's good, tighten her back down, and away you go. Now with the spark plug, basically it's usually in the same spot virtually on every mower. They don't really deviate from this location much. So you pull off the plug wire. Try not to pull it too hard because you don't want to rip it right out of the engine. So basically take your socket, stick it on over the spark plug, and turn her on out. Now as you see here, the plug is still fairly clean. It's not really fouled or nothing like that. So she should be good for another season. So once the spark plug is clean or changed to your liking, we'll thread her back through. Make sure not to cross thread her, because, well, that would suck. Take your plug wrench, give her a tighten on back. Now, of course, you don't have to get her super tight, but at the same time you don't want her loose. Put your plug wire back on, and, well, basically she's ready now to start. So, of course, give her a prime or two. And, well, now she's time for a start. Okay guys, so as you've seen there, I gave her a try to give her a good old start, and, well, it didn't want to fire. And as you see here, we have actually oil and gas mix coming out of the muffler. So apparently it's getting oil past where it shouldn't get oil, and basically coming out the exhaust valve. Now, I'm no master small engine mechanic. My knowledge is basically limited to, well, if it has air, spark, and fuel, then it basically should run. You know, you check the carb, you check the oil, and, well, if it's something else, like a ring or, a valve or something like that that's not doing what it's supposed to, then, well, you're kind of stuck from there, right? As for the oil getting, well, up that high to come out the exhaust valve, I'm not quite sure how to, well, explain that. So I guess you could call this a cold start fail of a Yard Pro lawnmower with a 148cc Briggs & Stratton engine. So as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.